Hello and welcome to the Album Man, and today I'm going to be doing weekly rock news for the 28th of the 4th, 2013. So, just before we get into weekly rock news and what I've been listening to recently, one thing I just need to mention because otherwise someone will kill me. Someone I know, or one of my friends, Jack, or I may or may not be Jack on YouTube, is recording an EP and has been insisting that I mention it, so there you go. I may even be doing a mini sort of, little joke review of it. Who knows? Okay, let's move on to the proper news for the week. So, as usual, go from what I deem to be the littlest to the biggest. So, this is just sort of speculated, but in an interview with Bruce Dickinson of Iron Maiden, obviously, he said that in addition to upcoming tour plans, the band will want to record a new album, which if all goes as planned is scheduled for release in 2014. Hell yeah, I absolutely love The Final Frontier, love The Matter of Life and Death, two of my favourite Iron Maiden albums in fact, and yeah, I would be so stoked for a new Iron Maiden album next year. That would be damn awesome. I mean, yeah. Okay, now this is just funny, to be honest. It's right. There's two things I have to talk about Bowie. Okay, first thing, which is quite interesting, his wife Imam does an interview discussing their 12-year-old daughter that her and Bowie have, and she said quite interestingly, we'll have to go visit, but we won't be on tour with him because she's in school. Now that's quite interesting. Why would you say on tour unless he was planning to play some dates? Now, God, that would be awesome. That would be, yeah. I so hope that happens. I'd love to see Bowie. But the second Bowie news is, it's quite funny. He has explained the next day in 42 words. Yeah, this is a workflow diagram to aid interpretation of 42 words. And I am going to read you these 42 words because I'm just that good. So, we have effigies, indulgences, anarchist, violence, chthonic, intimidation, vampiric, pantheon, succubus, hostage, transferus, identity, malware, interface, flitting, isolation, revenge, what the hell's osmosis doing here? Bloody hell. Crusade, tyrant, domination, indifference, miasma, press gang, displaced, flight, resettlement, funereal. Yes, it's about funereal, not funeral. It could be a typo, I don't know. Glide, trace, Balkan, burial, reverse, manipulate, origin, text, traitor, airborne, comeuppance, tragic, nerve, and mystification. Oh my God almighty, that is the most pretentious thing I've ever heard about an album in my entire life. I mean, osmosis. Osmosis. How does that have anything to do with the next day in any way? It's about plants taking in water, not what everybody's singing about the next day. Oh my God, what the hell is going on? I just found that funny as hell. Had to do that. Okay, let's move on beyond that ludicrous thing. So, this is quite a fun story. Brian May is poised to release a light-hearted single to continue his campaign against badger culling. And this infuses the meme, the Badger song, remember that song? Badger, 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 mushroom. That song. That was great back in the day. With elements of Queen's work on Flash, the soundtrack, Flash, da-dum. Such a great song. And with a voiceover by Brian Blessed. Oh my God. As Prince Fulton from Flash. This sounds like the most epic thing ever. I mean, Badger Badger combined with Brian Blessed combined with Brian May. Yeah, that sounds good. I'm looking forward to that. It is going to be quite fun. Okay, so let's see what we have next. we have some Queensryche stuff, sorry, Jeff's Reich stuff. So, this is quite funny. So, I'm going to be doing a review of Jeff's Reich's Frequency Unknown later this week. Yeah, stand by for that. That's going to be fun. Okay, so he is offering a free replacement of the album Frequency Unknown to anyone who bought it and doesn't like the mix. Because, well, some fans have complained about the mix. It was pretty damn dire, to be honest. So there's a remix, and if you email the label a scan of your actual receipt for the physical CD, then they will happily send you a replacement disc. Though why you bought the album in the first place bemuses me. Yeah, let's say my review ain't gonna be positive. Another Queensryche news, which I find very funny. So, faced with the criticism and the backlash against Frequency Unknown, what has Jeff Tate done? He's offered a prize for the best video rant from a hater who's prepared to shed their anonymity. Yes, he has posted on the band's website, "Do you really hate the new Queensryche Frequency Unknown album? Have you already blogged about it online? Well, Metal Geeks, if you got the balls to stand behind your opinion, and here is a contest for you. Stop hiding behind your computer keyboards and smartphones and show us how much you hate it by submitting your video rant to us via YouTube. Start by giving us your real name and proceed to rant array. Jeff will film himself choosing the best video rant and will post it online for your enjoyment. And then the winner will receive an all-expenses-paid trip to Seattle, Washington to see Queensryche in their hometown on June 29th, along with VIP special guest seating, meet and greet passes for after the show, and a merchandise package worth $250 that he or she can feel free to either ban or wear in style." That is quite funny, to be honest. If it wasn't for the fact it was only for over 18s, I would enter that, because it'd just be fun as hell, to be honest. I'd share my anonymity, hell, I don't care. Yeah, how great. But anyway, I'm still going to rant about his album. I don't care. Okay, and the biggest news for me, which was quite surprising, is Survivor, yes, Survivor, the Eye of the Tiger people, have reunited with the original vocalist Dave Bickler, but yet Jimmy Jamison is still remaining with the band. So this is actually quite weird. Bickler left in 1983 due to health problems and was replaced by Jamison. And he did return between 93 and 99, and then Jamison again came and then was replaced by some other guy and then returned. So it's had a history of singles. But yeah, so basically they are now playing some gigs, so you'll get to hear Eye of the Tiger at the same time as the Jimmy Jamison stuff. So that's pretty cool if you can make if you're anywhere near any of the dates they're playing, which is where they play. They're playing High Rock Festival in Germany, they're touring in the US, and playing at the Sweden Rock Festival. So that's pretty damn cool. Yeah, to see Survivor with both the vocalists, that'd be pretty cool, to be honest. Okay, so let's move on to what I have been listening to recently. And it's been dominated by one band, but we'll go through the rest first, to be fair. So a couple of albums that I've talked about before, but I've just been listening to. Skinner's Last of a Dying Breed. Haven't really heard this since I did a review of it. Gave it 7.5 if I remember. I thought it was good, not as good as God and Guns, which is just a masterpiece. But yeah, it's a strong album. Again, to be honest, I feel the same way. It's a really good, fun, southern rock album. Not one of Skinner's best. Certainly not one of modern Skinner's best, I'd say. Magnum on the 13th Day. Amazing album. It's stunning. If you haven't checked it out and you like melodic rock, pop rock, whatever the hell you want to call it, check this out. It is just fantastic. From Blood Red Laughter to So Let It Rain. I've done a full review of this, but it is epic. I love it. Bit of vinyl. Don't Shoot Me, I'm Only the Piano Player by Elton John. And yeah, this contains Daniel, Crocodile Rock, High Flying Birds. Yeah, it's a really strong album, one of my favourite Elton John albums. The Goodbye Yellow Brick Road is still my favourite. Yeah, it's definitely one of his best. It really is a classic record that anyone should own. And this is, I think, I've only ever seen the gatefold version. I think there only is really the gatefold, but unfortunately it's a little bit broken, but the vinyl's in good condition. It plays nicely, which is weird. It has some scratches on it that I thought were going to come up horribly. It's one of the reasons I wanted to listen to it, actually, to see if it would work, and it actually sounded pretty decent, to be honest. Another vinyl, AC/DC's High Voltage. This is a cool vinyl that I have. I love the cover, and yeah, I mean, this contains TNT, the High Voltage, Live Wire. Yeah, this is a strong album. I don't think it's one of AC/DC's best, though. I think some of the songs, I think it's a good album. You know, it's a rawer, bluesy AC/DC sound, but it doesn't have the refinement of stuff like Highway to Hell or Back in Black. And yeah, I'm mainly a Brian Johnson fan. It's only taken me till recently to really get into Bon Scott's vocals, to be quite honest. But I do like them now. But this album, yeah, it's a decent album. Definitely recommend checking it out if you're, you know, AC/DC fan. But it's not their best, I would say. But mainly, saying that I don't have anything to show, that has been dominating everything, is the band Radiohead. I decided to listen to OK Computer and the Bends. And on first listen to OK Computer, I thought, it's okay. You know, it has some moments. But I decided to give it a second listen. Second listen, it's like, yeah, songs like Karma Police, No Surprises, Lucky, yeah, really good songs, but I'm not sure it's really one of the greatest albums. Third listen, oh my god. Oh my god, it's a good album. I absolutely love it. I've just fallen in love with Radiohead. And then listening to the Bends, such a good album. Yeah. But yeah, my favourite Radiohead song is actually not from either of those albums. It's quite an obscure, one of the more obscure songs. It's called Last Flowers to the Hospital, which was a B-side, and it's only available on the special edition of In Rainbows. God, I want to get hold of that. If anyone knows where I can get hold of that, I can't find it anywhere on the internet. It's annoying the hell out of me. I so want to get hold of it. I don't know if anyone knows where you can get special edition of In Rainbows. Please, please tell me. I'd love to know. But, yeah, I love that song. That song, I knew, actually, that was the only Radiohead song I knew prior to effectively discovering it. Yeah, I didn't even know songs like Creep, really, you know, or Karma Police. I just didn't, somehow never listened to Radiohead ever before, like, the other week. And, yeah, I love them, and Last Flowers to the Hospital, that features on the Confessions soundtrack. Confessions, a fantastic Japanese film, a psychological thriller, really dark film, fantastic. It's on the soundtrack, so I didn't know it was Radiohead, though. I didn't know it was Radiohead, that's the thing. But, yeah, very cool, love the band. You'll definitely be seeing some of their stuff in my CDs I bought recently, because I've ordered quite a few albums. I ordered, well, the Bends, OK Computer, wants to own them, obviously. Also, Hail to the Thief and Kid A. Now, by what bits I've heard of Kid A, like one song, I'm not sure if I'm going to like it. And the song I heard, I listened to Lotus Flower from King of Limbs. Ugh. I don't get that song at all. I've listened to it a few times. Cannot get that. Do not like Lotus Flower. I have a feeling I'm not going to be a big fan of post-Kid A Radiohead, unfortunately, except for the odd bits. But I've heard Hail to the Thief is more, you know, it doesn't, you know, progress the electronic sound after Kid A and Amnesiac, so that's why I went for that. And also, all of these were a penny off Amazon. Literally 4p, I mean, obviously postage as well, but 4p for 4 Radiohead albums seemed damn good to me. Anyway, yeah, this has been the Album Man. Thanks for watching, comment, subscribe, and as usual, long live rock and roll.